When selecting your site for your fish farm or for your fish pond, consider these 13 factors. First is location. The location of your fish farm is very important. And when I talk about the location, some of the things that you need to consider is market proximity. Whether it is accessible to market. Is it far or is it closer? Transporting your fish to the market, how would that cost you? The infrastructure, is there infrastructure there, such as electricity and these things? Location is very important. So the location, make sure that you also have enough space for your farm. The second is water quality. Make sure that there's a good and quality source of water at where you are selecting your site. The ideal source should be the dams, rivers, lakes, or underground water such as boreholes and wells. If these sources are not available, then you can rely on the metropolitan ensemble. So water quality is very important. The third is topography. I talk about the landscape of your farm. Make sure the land is suitable. There are no hills there where you cannot put your pond, or the place is not a waterlogged area where when it rains the whole place is flooded. So get a flat and a best land as possible. The fourth is sunlight exposure. Fish need sunlight for growth. Sunlight helps them, but excessive of sunlight is also dangerous. So if the sunlight exposure, though it is very important to consider that place there's sunlight, but if the sunlight is also excessive or the heat is very hot, then providing shades will also help you. But when you're also providing the shades, make sure that you consider getting some sunlight exposure to the farm. So putting your fish farm at an enclosed place where there's no sunlight is not ideal. Someone also tell you the sunlight is not necessarily the sun rays, or the sunlight directly, but even the light from the sun can also do. So like for instance, if you cover your fish farm or your fish pond with shading net, though it takes or it protects the sun, but some amount of light passes through, which is also ideal. The fifth one is soil quality. This is different from the topography that we talk about. This soil quality has to do with the water holding capacity of the soil. More especially if you're going in for earthen pond. If the soil is not a type that holds water, then seepage is going to be very high. So when you construct earthen pond, when you put in water, everything will vanish. So the soil type is also very important. The sixth one is climate conditions. Like the sunlight exposure. This is climate condition. If the temperature is very hot, it's not ideal for the fish, especially catfish. If the temperature is very cold, it's not also ideal, because hot temperature affects fish by giving them stress, and cold temperature also affects digestion and metabolism. So at the place that you are going to select your site, consider the hotness and the coldness of the place. If it is too cold and you have to establish there, you need to provide heaters. If it is too hot and you have to establish there, they need to provide shade and other cooling gadgets. So this is very important. The seventh one is size and shape of the fish pond. Your land or your site should influence the size and the shape. Most of the ponds, concrete, tarpaulin, plastic, and most of them, they are customizable. It means you can customize it into a shape that you want. Circular, rectangular, square, whatever. So the site must also tell you, or the type of the pond must also tell you the size that you need to select. So this is very important. The eighth one is legal requirement of the fish farm establishment. Legal requirement. There are law enforcement agencies, there are regulatory bodies that have to give you permissions to operate. The water and natural resources, they need to guide you. The EPA, that's Environmental Protection Agencies, they need to give you permissions. Make sure you contact the fishery commissions for all these regulations and permits. Otherwise, you will set up your farm and it will be shut down one day. So make sure you adhere to all laws, rules, and regulations. The ninth is security measures. Whether you like it or not, there are thieves who steal fish. Provide protection. The security measure, we can also talk about cannibalism. The fish are chopping themselves. They are chopping one another. That's security. Provide measures. Predation, where other organisms or living things are eating, they are attacking and consuming fish. That's predation. Make sure you get them and correct them. These are the security measures. The 10th is cost analysis of your fish pond. As you are setting up, you need to do the costing. You need to have the budget forecast, revenue projection, calculate how much it's going to cost you and how much you are potentially going to make. All this is going to help you, and there are factors that you need to consider when setting your site for your fish farm. The 11th is proximity to market. If it is far away from the market and transporting them to the market will incur a lot of losses, it means that your profit is getting away. At the end, you might even get losses. So make sure that it is not far away from the market. The 12th thing is infrastructure. Infrastructure, because you might need electricity, you might need road to in and out, and all those things. So make sure that infrastructure is available. If you're going to use the filtration systems or recycle water system or the irrigation system, you need electricity to make sure that it's available. If the national grid is not there, you can use solar or other renewable resources. I have a video on solar, how to grow your fish with solar. Check that one out. The last and the 13th point is source of electricity, which is what I've also talked about in the infrastructure. It is very important to have a good source of electricity. Now, I've provided you 13 tips: location, water quality, topography, sunlight exposure, soil quality, climate conditions, size and shape of the fish pond, legal requirements of your fish farm legal requirement of your fish farm establishment, security measures, cost analysis, proximity to market, infrastructure, and source of electricity. When you are setting the site for your farm, consider these 13 tips. I hope you have found value. If you do, please subscribe to the channel, like and share. Thank you very much. My name is Abdulaziz Issa. This is Franco Aquaponics.